is there anybody that would like to ask a panelist a question? Raise your hand.
Hi. I'd be interested to know from Professor Reed, what is in the landfill material that you eventually send there now?
Okay, here's Adam.
That's a really good question. It's partly geography, so where we don't have energy recovery facilities, we may send some traditional municipal or some odds and sods construction or industry waste. But generally, it's bulkies, it's stuff that doesn't go through our infrastructure. You know, we got all sorts of odd stuff that gets into the system. But it's low, I mean, it's low volume, and we're increasingly trying to strip it all out wherever we can. But there's always going to be some stuff that shouldn't be in there, or has gone in the wrong bin, or has gone in the wrong system, and we're trying to, play catch up later. But increasingly, those tonnages are dropping rapidly. A, because we don't have access to the sites and don't want them, but B, because we're working harder up front with people who produce strange items that need to be captured. So, I haven't seen an engine block for a while now, which is good, but I did see a 20-foot python the other week. So, it still amazes me what ends up in my bin.
Okay, so would you be interested in talking to a company that'll take everything that you send to landfill?
Yeah, I'm here all day.
Okay, any more questions? And if you do ask a question, tell us who you are before you ask a question. That's always nice to know who you are. After this question, there's one up the back.
Hi, my name's Kimberly from Clancy Docra, civil engineering company. So, just any of you, just what is your work in, or is there any work in recycling of asphalt, concrete, trying to think of some other things, but just generic infrastructure, groundworks. Do you guys have any dealings with that, or not really?
That's a really interesting question, actually, because half of the presentation has been about household waste, I think it's fair to say. But as I said, construction waste is 100 million tonnes. There's some really good examples of some of the large construction companies taking what is a waste material and creating something new with it. And so quite a lot of the excavation waste from Crossrail got taken out and was taken out to Essex and was used to create a nature reserve. Now, unfortunately, due to planning, nobody can do that again because it's not defined as recovery. But that was a really good example. But I know that having been involved in the construction sector and the municipal sector for a very long time, we've seen a real shift away from the construction sector, in particularly seeing waste as a thing that they just have to deal with. I was part of something called the Pathway to Zero Waste program that was set up in 2006. It was a regional development program in the southeast of England. And we went and spoke to some of the big construction companies and talked to them about their skips. And they said, yeah, 100 quid for a skip, we don't really care, that's fine. It's part of the business model, they pay for it. But actually, we then showed them what was under the skip, or what was in the skip. And a £100 skip might have £1,000 worth of material. And overnight, they went from, okay, you're saying 50% recycling, we want to go 100%. So there's a lot of examples out there. The chapter I showed you on the thing was really worthwhile. So just have a little bit of a look and come and speak to me afterwards.
Thank you. Only because we've got a few minutes left, we're just kind of going to move on. But all of us are here after this session, and you're welcome to come and speak to us. So a final question from the audience?
Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm from Red Row Homes, and I've got a question for Timothy. Our waste is currently harvested by Veolia, and I was just wondering, is it best to segregate the waste? Well, at the moment we don't segregate it on site, it's segregated off-site, but would you encourage officers to segregate their waste on site, or does it not really matter so much?
So, thank you for the question. So it's an industry-wide question. We always compare, is it better to segregate at source or just do a commingled collection, as we call it, and then separate it at a MRF or whatever infrastructure? I think really, to me, depends of the space available you have. If you got the ability to get several containers, and if you do have, then yes, I would suggest source segregation collection is better. and also you need to understand where your waste will go. So what if it's the quality is important? As an example, fiber, so paper is quite important to keep it separate from the rest, to be cross-contaminated with food, with liquids. So it's a case by case. But I know as an industry, with the government, we're trying to rationalize the collection systems through the UK because we know it creates some confusion. So my advice would be to have a look to your own production of waste.
Okay, thank you.